mode. Hold on just a second. Let me just check and see if I show up on my screen here. I'm about 15 seconds delayed on my laptop, so just hold on just a second. It's weird, it's not coming in. It looks like there's 2 people watching, but my laptop will not show me live for some reason. Oh, there I am, finally. Okay, I'm crooked. Let me fix that. There. Can you guys hear me now? Because this really stinks. Okay, welcome back. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. I just kept talking and talking and talking. Then I saw that little buffer arrow. Okay, great. Thank you so much. You can hear me. Okay, we're going to just start over because I have no idea what you guys heard and what you did not hear. So I will start out with my infomercial. This is my last host code for hopefully ever. Host codes are going away on April 15th, but my last one here is T93XB7P7. And for every $50 order placed with that host code, I will send you 24 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper, a surprise embellishment, 4 homemade cards. $100, I'll double it, and orders over 150, I'll triple it. So I've got lots of things in my craft room that I would love to share with you. So I would appreciate any orders. And also, this is my birthday week, so I've already given away 2 prizes, one to Debbie and one to Barbara. And I will be drawing another name tonight after my live. So if you're on my email list, you guys know what's going on. If you're not, then you probably don't know what's going on. My birthday was Saturday, the big 6-0. And I decided I'm going to give away some gifts to my followers and my email subscribers. So I've given away a couple pairs of Stampin' blends, and tonight it'll be something different. So join my email list. I don't spam much at all. I only send a couple emails a week, but this week it'll be every day so I can announce the winner. But anyway, we're going to be making some cards tonight. I don't know if we're going to be making 3 or 5, but if I make, I don't know, we'll see. Because if I don't finish them, then I'll finish them Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock when I'm live back here on YouTube. But we are using some new paper here. This is in the annual catalog, and it's beautiful. I'll go over it again because I don't know if you saw this or not, but I used quite a bit of it for make and takes. I'm going to be doing showing you our team's make and takes. We have our team meeting this Wednesday, and the cards I'm making for you guys are our team cards for the month. So I wanted to bring them some new paper so they can get inspired with the new catalog. But this paper here, it is called Florals in Blooms. It's very like our new catalog has like 6 carryover papers. I believe there might be more. So there's not a lot of new papers because of online exclusives. Online exclusives, we're getting a lot more paper that way, which I think is fun because I love designer paper. But let's go over this one here. This is the only piece I have left. It's a 4x12 of this design here. And then the back side is this, it's Secret Sea and a cloud cover mixed. And then this one is my favorite. Lots of beautiful greens, blues, purples, just gorgeous. And this paper has all 5 in colors. I don't know if I just said that or not. Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. This entire sheet here, both sides, my favorite out of the whole pack. And then we get into some bright reds, pinks. We've got some yellows and a few orange flowers there. And then on the back side is just kind of a nice little highlight. You can make highlight panels with that one. This one's kind of gravitating on me. I used the back side of this one for one of the cards. It's the first one I'll be making. But as I mentioned before, maybe you didn't hear it, Blackberry Bliss would go nicely with this sheet. And then on the back side, we've got some cloud cover and some like a lighter shade of it. And then this one, I don't know, I haven't gravitated towards this one yet. But I did use the back side of it because I liked the little tiny flowers on that one. And this is the side that I liked. And we'll be using this one on our first card. And then this one here, I haven't used it all yet. I'm still kind of working with it and trying to figure out what I want to design with it. I think with it, the pictures being really big, this might look really nice on a journal or an album cover. And then this side here, it's strawberry slush, but honestly, I don't really like it at all. So you probably won't see me using this one. But anyway, let's go over the colors. They are Bubble Bath, Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Secret Sea, Shy Shamrock, Strawberry, Slush, Summer Splash, and Timid Tiger. So all 5 in colors from 25 to 27 are in there, and a few others, just standard Stampin' Up! Colors. So make sure you order this one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hot seller. So when the catalog is live for customers, if you're not a demonstrator, you'll have to wait to order this. But if you're a demonstrator now, current one, you can order up to 2 packs of this. And I think that's what I did. I ordered 2 packs. All right, Blooming Phrases is a new online exclusive stamp set. It's sentiments and flowers, and they are kind of like a mix and match. So happy, thanks, birthday. So happy birthday. Celebrate, hello there, anniversary, happy anniversary, just because, and thinking of you. And then all of these little flowers over here, they kind of take from the designer series paper as well, and you can mix and match, and there's some different foliage. And then I'm going to be using this stamp set in Granny Apple Green, and so it's kind of been kind of fun using it. The only thing is, I don't know why Stampin' Up! Got rid of the A blocks, but the A blocks were the really small ones, the little squares. And I'm lucky to have some of these, but if you don't have A block, then you'll need to use a B block, which is this one right here. So you can kind of see the different sizes. It's like half the size, but it will work fine. But I just choose to use my A blocks because I have a little bit more control on that. All right, so here's our team Make and Takes. This one here is the one we're going to be making first, and it uses a new embossing folder. So I try to use a lot of new products for my team so they can get an idea of what it looks like, some of the embossing folders, the papers, because I have this as a business. They're hobby demonstrators, so they just they like to see things prior, and I'm doing my best to do that for them. But this is the first card we're going to be making, and you can see here the Granny Apple Green, and then to create that little stem, you can use any of these little swirly lines here on any of the stamps. But I find it's a little tricky to do it and without getting kind of mushy on it. Like here's one, like you got to hold it really straight and not rock your block. And then this is a really beautiful new embossing folder called Damask, and make sure you have that on your order as well. It's just beautiful. The only thing is, and I think it's can go only one way, because there's like this little flower up here, and I think if you turn it this way, it's not correct, and then that's upside down, but I think this is a directional embossing folder, but if you have it, let me know. I could be totally wrong. And I'm using a lot of some dies that we currently have, like the Unbounded Love, and then I'm also using some new dies as well in all of the cards today. So here's another one I made, and another little envelope. See here, I made a little mess right there. And that's just because I didn't hold that block correctly. All right, so we are going to get started with this one. I have everything cut. I need to stamp, and on some of the other cards I will have to die cut. But we've got our standard medium envelope, basic white, and then I have a basic white thick, which is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4, so standard size. And then here's the embossed panel, which is basic white, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And there's the embossing, which goes, I think, that way because it is a flower. And then we have Petunia Pop, which is 4 inches across by 2 1/8. And then we're going to have the designer paper here go on top, which is 4 by 2. And I like to use those even numbers so you can get as much of the designer paper as possible. And then I'm using the Unbounded Love. I love the scallop oval. And then I have this one here, which is the Framed Scenes smaller oval. So you will need a piercing mat to do your stamping. And let's see. Oh, you know what I don't have in this one is a scrap of white. So hold on. Let's see how many things I forgot. I thought I had everything, but nope. Let's see. I'm going to need a small 1/2 inch piece, which we'll cut down to size. This one is just going to say celebrate. So let me find that stamp, which is on not a Stampin' Up block, but it was a block that I could fit somewhere in my retreat stuff, which I thought I had. I think I'm missing a bag because I can't find my reading glasses, and I think I had 2 pairs of reading glasses in one of the bags, so I'm still digging through. I think what we'll do is we'll grab that little flower, and the 2 colors I'm using for this card are Petunia Pop and the Granny Apple Green. And I suggest stamping the flower first and then working on the foliage. So we'll just ink this up. It's really small little flower and try to get it, more towards the top. And then there is a right and wrong side of this die cut. The smoother side is the side you stamp on, and the rough side is the side you stamp on if you make a mistake. So that looks pretty good, stamped nicely. And then we're going to take, let's see, I'm going to use this one here because it's easier to hold on to. Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to stamp the stem, this one first. So you're going to want to use this part of the stamp only. Okay, you don't have to ink up the whole thing, just the little swirly thing there, which is going to represent the stem of that plant. So I'm going to have to go this way because I can't see this otherwise. So see how that kind of moves? All right, I don't know if you can see this or not, but let me zoom in just so you can see it. So this is very, very thin, that area there with that swirly line. So you kind of have to go down straight and just hold it. Because if you kind of move your block at all, the stamp moves as well, and you're gonna get a mess. Okay, so if you do it really quick, yeah, oh gosh, that's really quick. That's a thinner line. Oh my goodness. Hey, I just taught myself something. Go quick. So stamp, lift, and you won't get that big, thick line. All right, now we're going to use this stamp here, which has the flowers and the foliage, which is this side over here. I didn't know what other color to stamp it in other than Granny Apple Green. So I'm gonna just put that up there. And then I'm going to add this one over here. This is gonna look like a really hot mess, but we're gonna cover it up with the Celebrate banner, so don't worry about that. And then we're gonna go back to the little stem and I'm gonna stamp quick. Oh gosh, that's horrible. And let's see if I can do that one better. There. I tried using a Stampin' Right marker and that didn't work either. That's really horrible stamping, but just forgive me on that one. I'm still learning. Envelope. I think what I'd like to do is stamp that flower again, just the single flower. And I can pull up that stem again. I don't want it too high. And then the flower that matches in Petunia Pop. There, cute little flower, right? All right, we are all done stamping, except for I want to stamp the back side of my card because I want to remember to do this step with you guys. So I remind you to do it if you sell your cards. And I'm getting ready for a craft fair on May 3rd. And I've got, I don't know how many cards, I got to count them, but I have them all done. My team is waiting to know how many cards I have that are going to be going in my stash. So I just got to find time to count them. There's hundreds, you guys. All right, let me close these up so we don't make a mess. We'll use those again later. All right, we're going to need our silicone craft sheet. And we're just going to do the easy steps, which are adhering the embossed panel right to the front of the basic white thick. You can use liquid glue, seal, it doesn't really matter. I do like to use liquid glue for embossed. Oh gosh, sorry. I just looked and I'm super sorry about that. You were getting a really big close-up. All right, so I do like to use liquid glue with embossed panels. So that's just going to go right here. And then while that's drying, we're going to adhere these two together. And I think with this card design, little tiny flowers work better than the larger flowers. Just because you're going to see them a little bit more and they seem a little more dainty, I guess. So we'll add this on here. So again, they're both 4 inches across and the designer paper is 2 inches and the Petunia Pop is 2 1/8. And then we're going to add our liquid glue to the back side of this Petunia Pop panel. And then this is going to go right on top, the front, and about 1 inch from the bottom. And let me just get that straight. And give it a good press. While that's drying, we can work on the ovals. So the little tiny, the smallest oval in the framed scenes dies fits perfectly on the Unbounded Love scalloped oval. And you can get it pretty close to the little stitching. It covers it, but not entirely. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch off. But I like how this does work nicely with the scallop oval. So we're just going to put that on there. Oops, get over there. Okay. This will get popped up with our Stampin' Dimensionals. So we'll grab probably 4. I think it's a little overkill, but it's the focal point. So I also think that it needs to have some kind of support system as well. So we'll just take those backings off. and drop them on the floor. And then we're going to add this right here. And this does look like a hot mess, but we're going to cover it up. No one will ever know. All right, we got that straight. And now, you know what? I did not stamp Celebrate. So let me find that one. It was that one right here. It's got green on it, so I do need to clean it real quick with my Stampin' Scrub, which I absolutely love. I don't use baby wipes or anything like that because they definitely have lint on them, and then they can get on your stamps and make like a really bad mess. But so we're choosing Petunia Pop. And my strip here, I'm going to use my silicone craft sheet as a piercing mat. It's got a nice little squish to it. Oh, that's Hello. I don't want that one. I want Celebrate. And it doesn't matter where I stamp this because we're going to cut it down. Okay, so that's what it looks like, not cut down. So it looks really good on small little strips. So now I will take some scissors and I'm just going to angle cut this. That was probably too close. And then we're going to adhere this one right on top of the foliage. I don't want to lift it up because this is already lifted up enough. And just a little bit of adhesive there. And then we'll kind of center that on top. It's coming. There we go. Now, I chose to use the Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels because I thought they looked really pretty with the paper. So I'm just using a bunch of different ones. These are carrying over to the annual catalog, by the way. And I like to put them on these little circles here that are embossed. So we'll just put that one right on top of that one. And then let's create our triangle. So we've got one down here. Hey, how about going, I'm going to go right over here. And then we'll go right there. So we got a triangle. And of course, odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye than even numbers. If you wanted to jazz it up a little bit, I did not use any Wink of Stella on my sample cards. But if you do, I would just kind of give this flower a little sparkle. I did not stamp anything on the inside. You can use designer paper if you want. And let's add a little sparkle to the flower on the envelope. Okay, that's your card number 1 for today's class. So this would look good in any different color, like different colors. You could use Bubble Bath. That's Bubble Bath, the lighter pinks, Bubble Bath. I would even choose to use Blackberry Bliss as well. I think that would look really nice as well. It would take from the darker Petunia Pop colors. All right, so that's 1. Let's get these all matched up. You can see I've got 3 of these cards today because I create one, and then I write my instructions, and then I test my instructions. And I still sometimes make a mistake. But anyway, that one's all done. The next one might take a little while, you guys. So, and I need a lot of room. We are going to create 3 cards. I've never done this, by the way. And I'm going to just close up these ink pads. We only need to have Secret C ink. So let's see. I need Happy Birthday, and that's 2 different stamps. So there's Happy, and then Birthday is, that's a thanks. Here we go. So those 2 stamps, and our back side of the card. And we've got Secret Sea, which is now my favorite blue color. Here's the cards that we are going to make. We're going to make 3 all at the same time, but we're going to make them different. So we have this one, this one, and then I've got these mixed up, but anyway, this one. So this one's just your normal size. This one is using a new die set called Textured Notes. This one, I just was able to purchase this one, saved up some money to do it. And they are super nice. Lots of, you can't see the etching very well, but this is another staple kind of die set that I would have in my craft room. And of course the arches too. And this one's been super, super popular. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna need to have a lot of room. And then here's the other ones I made as well. They're kind of the same thing, but different orders. My favorite one, I believe, is going to be the arch, but I do like them all. So if you got my make and takes, they are coming like this because it's the only way I could keep these all together. Because again, we've got 3 different cards here. So we should have 3 envelopes. And what we're going to do first is cut our designer paper. And then I'm going to leave all of this other stuff over here. So what I did was I picked out 3 patterns. This is why I don't have this much or this panel left, because I used it a lot. So I chose 3 patterns that I liked and that I thought went nice together, that were about the same image size, and then our highlight panel here. So what you do is, these are all cut 4 by 5 1/4. Let me grab my paper trimmer. The best thing you want to do is you want to make sure they're all nice and tight. And you're just going to angle cut. So let me see if I can really screw this up. And I gotta cheat because I don't want to screw this up, you guys. All right, so let me get those together again. So we're just gonna angle cut. Doesn't matter where. It just matters that they're all nice and tight here. All right, so I cut all 3 at once. So I'm gonna put that over there. And then I'm going to angle cut this way, making sure I've got a nice straight edge over here. Let's see, I don't want that big, that one, probably big there. And then we're going to put these all over here. Now we're going to create 3 different piles. We don't need our trimmer anymore. Oh yes, we will need our trimmer, but not right now. So now, it's like a deck of cards, right? So we're going to have this one, whoops, and this one. And then the next one is going to be this one, and this one. You can kind of see where I'm going with it. And then this one, oh wait, hold on. Did I screw this up? No, that one and that one. Yeah, I got it right. So now this is our 3 different cards, okay? The next thing I suggest you do with these is it's going to be much easier if you actually adhere those to like copy paper. So what I did was I took a couple sheets of copier paper. I cut them 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, and I'm going to stack these off to the side here because I just need to use one at a time. All right, so let's see. We got 1 piece of the copier paper, and then we've got our nice little panel. And I'm going to cover this green side up. It's kind of one of my favorites. And then we're going to adhere it to the paper. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. The biggest thing you want to do is make sure that the seams here are together, okay? So when we glue it, they're going to be really like flush, okay? So then we'll add this one here. And try to get them edge to edge too, because one of the dies I'm using to cut is very, very close to the edge. And then we have our last piece here. Okay, so those are all good. I'm going to let those dry off to the side, and then we'll do this 2 more times. Now, I'm sure some of you have already done this before. I have never done this. And I think it's like a shuffle something it's called. You guys can let me know in the comments. And I will look at the comments after I get these 3 cards completed. Because honestly, I don't look at the comments. I just try to stay focused and not make mistakes. But if I make a mistake, I'll show you how to fix it. So again, I'm just adding my glue. Try to get close to the edge, but not too close because liquid glue will just ooze out all over the place. And then I'm lining up my seams. And then, oops, this one here, and go there. So we've got 3 different patterns on one piece of the copier paper. And then our last one, grab our final sheet of copier paper. Again, it's cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's just about 1/4 of an inch border, really, on your sides. Now this is going to bother me because I don't have enough glue over here. So I'll just try to put a little bit more, which is probably too much. Okay, next one. I like it so that the one I think flows the best, the pattern, is this one right here with the secret C in the middle. And there's my favorite one. So I'm in another swap, card swap, annual catalog card swap. This is going to be the swap I do. This design here, because it's super easy to do, but it's a really nice kind of wow effect, and you get to see a lot of different patterns on it. I do need to use an annual catalog stamp set, so I got to figure out what I'll be using from the annual catalog that I have. I only have a couple sets here so far. So, all right, this is the driest one, I believe, and then we'll go that way. So 3 different card fronts. We have the arch, which is this one. We have this one here, which is just cut down to 3 3/4 by 5. And then this one here is using the textured notes, and the middle's popped up. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is popped up. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. So the easiest thing to do, let's go easy because I like to do easy. And then we'll finish up with the textured notes. So this one right here, I'm just going to cut down to 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, or no, 5. So this is already 4 1/4 right now, the copier paper. Or wait, what is it? Yeah, close, not quite though. But I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch off of the right side. And then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to take another 1/4 of an inch on the other side, and that will make 3 3/4 going across. And then this is 5 1/2. So if I drop it down to 5 1/4, we'll trim off this side and then turn it, and we're going to cut at 5 inches. And this gives us some nice straight edges. Okay, so it's nice, crisp, and clean. So that one's all set. The next one is die cutting, and I do have my machine off to the side here because I have an electric machine, and it's too big to put up on my table. And I only have one of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, the larger one, and I do need to save up for another machine. All right, our next easiest one, of course, is the arch. So what we're going to do is I'm going to need some washi tape. Got just a little bit of washi tape left here. Oh gosh, and this is so old. Honestly, this is from Stampin' Up! Like when I first joined, way back in probably 2012. So I'm putting this arched die on here, and what I'm doing is I'm looking at the edges here to make sure that that die cut is not too far over the edge, because I want this to cut the designer paper, okay, and leave a nice little edge. And I think I might want to just put another small piece. There we go. I'm just afraid down here it's very close. All right, so I'm going to run that through my machine. You'll hear a little bit of noise. I'm going to show you guys something. This plate, it's straight, okay? I have used this plate for over 2 years. I'm not joking. I use it on the bottom only, and I keep reversing it around. It looks like it's antique because of all the little marks here. However, it's like straight and flat, and I just love it. And then this one here I use for the top, and it's almost straight. And this one, again, has probably been 2 years. And I don't know, I just got lucky with this one. It's a little off, but it still works. All right, I'm going to cut that arch next. And we'll zip that right through. Still makes noise like their Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then we will take this die off carefully. So here's that little scrap. And then our washi tape. Don't want it to pull the paper off. And there is our arch. And it's got that little etching around it as well. I don't know if you can see or not, but there's a little etching, dots. Okay, so that's another card front. And then our final one is the trickiest one, using the textured notes. So I'm using the largest 2, and I'm going to add the largest one down first because it is, like, I am off. Let me pull my camera closer. There. Okay, so it is so close to the size of the designer paper. You've got to be really careful where you put this on here. I'm right to the edge at the bottom and right to the edge at the top. And I'm going to add another piece of washi tape down at the bottom just to keep it on here. Okay, and then this one here is the next size down from the largest one. And we're going to create a nice little frame. And you just want to get this centered the best you can, because we're going to be using both pieces. So I'm going to tape a corner down, and I got a little piece over here, a corner over there. Now I'm going to run it through my machine and let's see what we get. Let's see if I got it. So again, be careful taking these apart. So here's one. Look at that fancy edging. A little fancy edging right there. And then this is kind of the most important piece. See how close? Like it was really close. We might get a little bit of that copier paper that was on the back side. Or I might be just super lucky. There. I think I was lucky. All right, these are going on another piece of my desk here. So these will go together. The most important part is that you gotta, well, it's gonna be obvious when you put this on there, but if you're using different types of paper, it's kind of like a puzzle. Like if you were using that first paper we used, which was that pink, well, I don't know where that one went, the pink pattern, that would be a little tricky. So using, you know, designs like this, a little bit easier to do. All right, we've got some die cuts here, and this again is our Secret C, and we're using really cute die cut from the, I gotta go cheat, hold on. Mixed Labels dies, and this is the largest one. There's two just like this, so we've got three, one for each card. And then I'm using the Unbounded Love die cut in basic white. This paper is for the inside. And then one of the cards is going to get the cloud cover. And so on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp first. Let's get that out of the way. And this one's going to be Happy Birthday. So let's find it. Here's the happy. And I want to stamp birthday first. I found it's easier to do go from the bottom to the top. And the birthday is going to be centered on the bottom, hopefully, just like that. And let's stamp 2 more times. All right, we're done with that one, and now we're going to switch over to Happy. And this one, I want a little bit more of that little curvy line. So we will kind of sneak it over like that. Okay, so there's 3 all done. I'm going to grab all of my card bases, and I'm going to stamp on the back side. And I'll stamp in the same color as the card base, which is Secret C. All right, I'm going to close this because I think I'm done with it. If you don't have the ink color Secret C, then choose Native Navy. That will go really nice. It's a darker blue, but the sentiments will pop with a darker blue color. So if you don't have the Secret Sea, Night of Navy will work. All right, we're going to use the one that is the easiest one, which we cut down in the beginning to 3 3/4 by 5, and that's going to get adhered to a piece of cloud cover. And this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And see, here's that white copier paper, but the copier paper just gives it something to adhere to, and it's a little bit stiffer. And we got just a really small border. Okay, and then we'll bring in our card base, make sure our stamped back side is going correctly. And this gets adhered to the front. Just center it. Make sure your designs are going correctly. You don't want to put it on upside down. And the next, we're going to take our little die cut here. And I'm going to add it. So this point right here is going to be on or close to the seam. And kind of in the middle. And now we'll take one of our sentiments and flip it on over. And I'm going to grab some Seal Plus. Do not use liquid glue for this step, unless you want really, really sticky fingers. I'm going to grab some of the white linen thread. And this one, I could not find the end of this one, so I had to cut it. And now it's kind of like in a hot mess here. But I'm going to grab the end with my 2 fingers and let's see, I'm going to do all 4 fingers. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and meet up with that other end. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this off with, oh, look, it's a nice little piece. So that's one of the pieces I actually had to cut off. So I'm going to then take these and squish it. Okay. Angle it. And then we're going to take our sentiment. I know people have a hard time doing this, and I did too, but now I'm okay creating something like this. Just take it slow. Okay. And that's on there. We'll grab some dimensionals. And adding the dimensionals will also keep that linen thread down there stuck to the paper. I would add 6 dimensionals just because of the thread. Normally I would have probably just added 5. Push those down really well because you are going over some linen thread. And then, let's see, where'd my piercing tool go? There it is. You're going to have to take the backings off really carefully because you don't want to pull up the thread. And there's not a lot of space here to take them off. And then I kind of pick it up with my finger. I'm going to bring this back in and center it just like that. Next up is I've got a piece of white that's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. It's my standard panel size that I now put on the inside of my cards. We all know the basic weight cardstock price went up, so This is a great way to get 6 panels out of one sheet of basic white. Cut it 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So basically what you're doing with an 8.5 by 11 is you're cutting it down the middle at 4 1/4, and you got 2 panels, and then you're going to slice it 2 more times on each side, and you'll get 6 panels. Let me grab my pearls, and we'll add 3 of them. Doesn't matter where, just find some probably white space. Let's see, there, and then let's go way up here. All right, so that is our first card. Okay, so that was the easier one. Now we're going to move on to the arches. And we're basically kind of doing the same thing. We've got our card base, and now we have our arch, and this is just going to get adhered right straight down to the card front. And it's about 1/4 of an inch on all 4 sides. We'll grab our nice little highlight. And I centered it along that seam with this point on the die cut. Make sure that's straight. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add our linen thread. Just a strip right down. And I'm going to do these at the same time. Let's see, maybe that will save a little bit of time. If I can find the end of this. This is like really hot mess here. All right, so again, we're going to grab it 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then cut it. And then I'm grabbing it in the middle. It's kind of twisty. Let me just fix that. And we'll put it right down on my desk here. Got it angled. And then this goes right over top. Squish that down really well. Let's add our dimensionals. Oops, that one's too far. I'm gonna have to move that one. All these little backings everywhere. So there's a little piece of that dimensional over the edge, so I'm just gonna trim that off. There. That one's set, and let's do the same thing. So when I mass produce this card design, I have to make 21 cards. So what I'll do is I will make 21 of these, and then I'll move to another step. That way I'm only thinking of one thing, and that's creating these little highlights with the linen thread. And it's okay if you see the end, it's not a problem. I think what I'll do is maybe do 3. You know what? I'm gonna see what it looks like with 3. 1, 2, and 3. 3 actually might be better. I got some dual scissors here. Okay. So again, we're gonna pinch it in the middle. Angle, and then add it. Oh, I think I'm gonna like it with just 3. It's not so heavy. And then we'll grab 6 more dimensionals. Those kind of stuck together. Press them down really well. And then let's take all these backings off gently. Hey, did you guys know it's supposed to snow tonight? Mountains are going to get up to 4 inches of snow. It's like never ending. All I want to do is like just be 60 degrees, because you know 60 degrees in Vermont feels in the springtime feels like 80. All right, let's bring in this arch card next, and we're going to add this. You might want to need to move your linen thread around, and it gets centered here. Squish it. Even though the cards here are different in design, they're super easy to mass produce. Let's see, go right there. There. Okay, so that one is all set. If I can open it up. There we go. Just like that. Isn't that cute? All right, now we have the most difficult one, although it's really not difficult. We've got our textured notes. The only thing is just make sure you have it on there the correct way. You're going to add glue, a fine line of liquid glue all the way around. I should have my mat on my table. I just thought of that. Okay, now this is going to get adhered just like a normal panel, about 1/4 of an inch. So right now I'm just focusing on the bottom, because everything else should kind of fall in place. It's okay if it's not 100% straight. Okay, so while that's drying, we will work on this one. And we'll add 5 dimensionals to this panel. And then this is kind of like floating. It's raised up. It's just part of the puzzle. So you can see down here, the stems kind of go together now. Oh, there's some washi tape on this. I'm gonna get that off. There. And so here's our angle. And they meet up nice, okay? And again, we'll finish off with the focal point. I think I'm going to go ahead and make that final card because it's pretty easy. And you can see cloud cover, because I'm using cloud cover as the main color. So you can do this with any designer paper. It will most definitely work with anything. I mean, I would definitely have some flowers in there, or you know what I thought would look really nice is the wood grain paper. That probably would look spectacular. All right, so we're done on this one. So we just made 3 lovely cards, birthday cards. And I'm going to look to see if there's any questions that I may have missed. And let's see. Oh, there's quite a few questions. 80 is about your limit. Okay. Gotta scroll all the way. Somebody just gave me some hearts. Thank you. Okay, Joanne from New Jersey. Oh, hey, Joanne from New Jersey. I know you used to be in my card club for years. You should come back. Oh, I can't order from the UK. I'm sorry about that. Yes. Happy birthday week. Thank you so much. Hope you had a birthday. I did a great birthday. It was very quiet. My son came, and one of them, and my other one actually called. No, he FaceTimed. He hates the FaceTime. But my grandsons sang me a happy birthday song. Oh, don't forget a thumbs up. Thank you for that reminder, Deb. I had made some other cards for the different combinations. It's called Stack, Slice, and Shuffle. Yes. Hey, Linda. Nice to see you on. Oh, Denise. Yep. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't look like there's any questions. All right. We're going to move on to our final one because I just feel like crafting tonight. So here it is. We're using the Damask embossing folder, and here's the cloud cover. I have to bring it closer because when I had it down here, it didn't look so good with the muted colors, but you need to purchase the cloud cover when it's available. If you're a demonstrator, order it because, and include that Damask embossing folder because it's super pretty. Okay. And on the inside, we're going to add a nice little piece of designer paper to spruce it up. And I've got some little foliage here. I've got some more linen thread. So pretty easy card. And I just got to find the kit that goes with it. These are all the envelopes. You know, where is it? I have another one of these. Oh, I see it. It's in my bin. It's right in front of me. These are all the envelopes that go with the other card, which I would stamp. But I'm not going to do that right now. All right, here it is. And here I use that little floral stamp. Granny Apple Green is our color. And this is a thank you card. We've got our basic white, which we need to stamp. Find our card base. And our little sentiment. All right, so let's grab my piercing mat and a Granny Apple Green. There's so many stamps on my desk right here. That's the little rose. I'm going to call it a rose. I'm just trying to find the thanks. There it is. Okay. So we'll just ink up the thanks and make sure we're stamping on the smooth side. There you go. Unbounded Love is a die cut. And then we'll take this pretty flower, and I think there is a right and wrong side, which I think I didn't stamp it correctly, but, and then we'll flip this one over, and let me see, I think I stamped in, yes. Let me grab the Secret C, and I'm going to stamp Secret C onto the cloud cover. This time I got my mat. Okay, all the little pieces here. So here's the cloud cover, which I embossed incorrectly. I embossed it sideways because this is the first time I used that embossing folder and it's sideways, right? So we can't actually, I'm gonna have to use it sideways, but I don't know if anybody will notice that. But I could have saved this panel, but I don't have a lot of the cloud cover, I just have one pack of it, so I didn't want to cut into another piece. So we'll just use this one. So the card base was 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, and then 4 by 5.25. Both are cloud cover. And then we'll work with the focal point here. I've got some Granny Apple Green, which is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, and then this is 3 by 4. So we just have this really skinny Granny Apple Green border. And just smush that right down. And we'll grab some dimensionals here. 5 again. Got some glue right there. Yuck. Okay, and then let's center this one. You can actually go like this too if you wanted to. Hey, why don't I do that? Give it a little bit of a different look, and we can put them side by side. Grab your Seal or Seal Plus. We're going to add a little bit of adhesive back there, and then we are using the tan color crumb cake. 1, 2, and 3. This is really curly because it's getting down to the end. Oh boy, let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna have to use my bone folder. So if your linen thread or ribbon gets curly, you don't like it, just take your bone folder against it and it'll calm it down. So just run it 2 times. There. It's a little bit more workable that way. So 1, 2, and 3. A little bit more than 3. Doesn't help when I have glue on my fingers. Boy, this is not coming down. Let me try to flip it. There we go. I'm thinking, can you tell? I just went dead silent in here. I'm going to leave these ends, but I'm going to cut this one because it's too long. Three dimensionals, very carefully. And then I'm going to peel these off because I'm afraid if I use my piercing tool, all that linen thread's going to come off. Now this goes on straight, even though that this is at a diagonal. You could put it that way, but I'm going to put it on straight. Or try to. That is way crooked. Ugh, it's still crooked. There we go. It's not straight, but it's a little wonky there. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have this little foliage piece, which you can leave the little pieces in there if you want. Kind of show some character. And what I did with this one, I thought I did. Hold on, because this one doesn't have it. This one does. Okay, that one I forgot. So this is going to go like right over in this area, and I should have put it down when, oh, let's see if I can manage this. Put some glue on it. And the bottom too. And it's going to get stuck right over in this area. You can pop these out if you want, and it would look like this here, or you can leave them in. Personally, I don't like them now that I see it, so I am going to pop these out. At least some of them. That top one. And then I could probably get some of these over here. There. Let's work on the inside. And this one here is 4 by 5 1/4, and that's the other side of it. When I'm working with lines, I like mine going across. Just a personal preference. You could stamp on this panel if you wanted to add something to it. One of those flowers would look good. I'm going to leave mine blank. And we'll finish up with some pearls. I got one pearl left on that sheet, and then I've got another one over here. I'll finish up this one. Oh my gosh, did you guys just hear my husband sneeze? That's number 2. We'll see how long it takes him to stop. All right, well, I just lost that little pearl. 1 and 2, and let's grab one of these larger ones. So 1, 2, and 3. There. Phew, we made all the cards tonight, you guys. I'm so happy about that. Whoops, let's fix that. All right, so we'll put all these out. I don't know if we can do this or not. We can put them all out, but let's do this one because it's a better one. That's number 1, or the last one we made. And then we made some of these. So that one, this one, and this one. And then the pink one. So what is your favorite? Let's do this. Do you guys have a favorite? It's a little crooked, but you guys can see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Let's see if we can get some votes. What is your favorite? While you guys are voting, I will clean up some of these stamps. The tiled, I like the tilted panel card. Oh yeah, oh, I was going to put those side by side, didn't I? Oh shoot, here. That one's straight. And there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I kind of like that one tilted as well. I like the arched one. It's Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa. Oh, number 5. Debbie likes that one. I like the tilted panel. Okay. Bless you, Glenn. I'll let him know you said that. I like them all. Thank you, Karma. Awesome. So these are our team make and takes for Inspired Daisies. I'd be willing to sell this as a class if you guys would like it. I would have to wait until we get more designer series paper in stock. But I just love how this turned out. I could also offer this as like a card club, but not until it wouldn't have be, because I need like 10 packs of designer paper and I can't order that until a while from now. So it wouldn't be able to be, it could be next month, May. Let me know. All of them. Linda likes all of them. Great. I just love that one. Maybe on Wednesday I can do some more of this and maybe some other dies that I have. I got the perennial postage. I got stylish shapes. I've got spotlight on nature. I'll have to take a picture of my dies that I have. I have them all on my closet door on the inside with magnet sheets. And I straightened it all up and it's fabulous. I even put little labels on there so I can see them from my desk, which is 10 feet away. Okay, so I am going to sign off. I'll see you guys Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Maybe I can put together a journal using the, what is it called again? Stack Shuffle. What is it called again? I gotta look. Where is that? Oh, it's way up high. And I don't have a touch screen. I'm looking. Stack, slice. Oh, stack, slice, and shuffle. Of course, stack them, slice them, and shuffle. Maybe I could make this into a journal cover. That could be fun. I might try that and see how it goes. We'd need bigger pieces of designer paper, and it would have to be something like nothing sticking up. So this one's sticking up. I wouldn't be able to do that unless I just die cut the bigger one and not make a frame. This arch one would work, and then this one would work as well. So something to think about. I do need to make some more journals. Or cover some more journals for craft fair. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll think about it, and I gotta work tomorrow in my day job, which really sucks. I don't want to go. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Hey, any of you guys watching the NCAA final game tonight? I was rooting for Duke. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. I don't know what happened, but UConn women all the way. All right, you guys, thanks for watching, and thanks for all your comments. I appreciate it. And take care, be well, and stay safe out there.